Is God calling you? This is a series of reflections by young men at Divine Word College in Epworth, Iowa, who heard God's call and are answering it each in their own way.
Good morning, good morning, fathers, brothers, and sisters. Today I am honored to stand before you to share my vocation story. I hope my story did not bore you. Besides, my formator has listened to it 4 times already. In today's gospel, Jesus talked about the end of times. I thought to myself, man, how am I going to connect my story to the ending of the world? It would certainly be the end of my world. If I let my group down, I was entrusted by them to share my story, and besides, they did volunteer me. And I especially don't want to let my formator down, because after all, he is the dean of students. Then it hits me. Jesus said that God will give us signs when the end of times will come. After a long reflection, I believe God also give me signs that lead me to my discernment. I was born and grew up in Chicago. I have a fairly normal and average life. So let's go ahead and skip those 18 years of my life so everyone could get to class on time. I graduated from high school in 2010. After that, I went on to a community college for 1 year. Then I decided I should join the Air Force to serve my beautiful country. And so on I went to the recruitment center. The sergeant interviewed me and weighed me in. He took a look at the scale and looked straight into my eyes and said, "Son, you should go home and come back in 2 weeks after we lose another 5 pounds." You might be thinking, but Huy, you don't look fit to join the military. Trust me, guy, I was 180 pounds 3 years ago. Anyway, when I got home, I met a guy and had dinner with him, and he told me about the SVD. And he asked me, would I like to discern for the priesthood? I thought he was crazy. He went on and on about it. Finally, I decided to give him my contact information so he could leave me alone. Oh boy, did I make a mistake. The following day, Father Joseph actually calls me, and he sounded very excited. It seemed like he just ruined a big fish, in this case, a whale. He asked me all kinds of questions, and the next thing I know, I was scheduled for a come and see visit at Divine Word College. Later that day, I went to practice martial arts, and in the end of the day, I thought it was a good idea to teach a new student how to flip people. Oh boy, I was wrong. He flipped me over, and then he allowed crack. There goes my leg, I thought. Luckily, it wasn't broke. However, it took me 3 weeks to be able to walk again. It was just in time for my come and see visit. Father Joseph personally came and picked me up. During my 3-day stay at Divine Word College, I felt very peaceful and at home. So after I got home, I quickly filled out the applications to apply for Divine Word College. Then it struck me. It all makes sense now. God is telling me to discern my vocation. At first, he sent me the crazy guy. Second, he sent me Father Joseph. Then I got injured, so I couldn't go back to the recruitment center. And he let me walk again on the day of my come and see visit. That, my brother and sister, is how I know God had given me his signs. It's been 3 years since that day. Time sure do fly by fast. Now I am a junior and will be a pre-novice next year. Within the past 3 years, I've been learning a lot about myself in terms of physically, mentally, and even spiritually. I had learned who I am and how I am as a person. I met so many people of various backgrounds and culture that came from different parts of the world. Best of all, I got to call these people my brother and sisters. Before I came here, I'm well aware choosing this road is tough. Each and every day it gets tougher. One thing that helped me during my tough time is this quote. Every day may not be good, but there's something good every day. I continue to thank God for the many gifts He has given me, just as my parents, my friends, and importantly, His presence throughout my life. No matter what path God will lead me, whether to continue my vocation as a religious, go home to get married, or live a dedicated single life, I will certainly continue to use my skills and talents to continue His mission to help His people support His kingdom. Even though I may not be a religious person, I still hope my story inspires you to continue your vocation. If it wasn't for that crazy guy, I wouldn't be here today to share my story. Instead, I would probably be in the middle of nowhere in the desert or jungle dodging bullets, not prayer. I'd rather be in the middle of nowhere here than anywhere else right now. So to all my seminarian brothers, God gives you sign every day, so explore and discover what God truly wants you to do. To everyone else, thank you for your love, prayers, and support. Without them, we certainly won't be here today and make it this far. Thanks again, and have a good day.
Is God calling you? If this message has meaning for you in your life, we would like to hear from you. Contact the Vocation Office of the Society of the Divine Word, Chicago Province. Listen for God. He may be calling you. Will you answer?